Hello, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to my channel. This is Dr. Sana. Today we are going to discuss about the topic how the babies are created, or in other words, in medical terms, embryology, or let's rephrase it as how the pregnancy occurs. Why I choose this topic is that while I was doing classes for young people, I was explaining how the erection process and what are the pleasure points in female and male bodies. Every at the end of the class, one person asked me, "You didn't explain how the babies are born, or how the pregnancy occurs, or how the baby is created in a female." When I heard this question, I did a recheck, and I did explain all the structures in male private part and all the structures in female private parts and how to do sex, etc. Explained everything in a clear model. Still, I forgot to mention, or I didn't mention how the babies are created. So I thought in today's video I can take that topic. As you know, I already had my videos explaining the structures of female vulva and male sex organ, penis, etc. I did a very detailed video on that in my previous videos. I'm not going through again in that topic, but I have my model over here, and I'll briefly explain what the process is going on during sexual intercourse. This is the model of female private part, that is called the vulva. There are three openings in a line in female vulva, female private part. This is the anterior part or the front part, and this is posterior part where the back part. This is the back opening of the female body, that is anus, where your poop comes out, and this is the clitoris, or skin structure that's covering is the clitoris is called prepuce, which this structure, that is the clitoris, is similar to the male sex organ penis, or miniature structure of penis in female body. That's the main pleasure center of the female body. And now let's come to the structures of this vulva. This is the larger lip where the hairs are grown, pubic hairs are grown, and it is called labia majora. And this is these smaller lip-like structures are called labia minora, which protects the vaginal canal in the female body. And the needle-like opening over here in the vulva is called urethra, or urinary canal opening, through which the pee comes out, and this larger opening in the vulva is called vaginal canal. These labia minora protects the vaginal canal. This opening, the back opening of the female private part, is called anus, through which the poop comes out. This vaginal opening connects the vaginal canal and the cervix of the uterus in the female body. Now let's look into the male private part or male genital organ, penis. I don't have an erected model of penis, so I have only the erected model over here. This is the penis. This is the erected model of the penis. It has a head, shaft, and the body. Head is also called glans penis. It is the tip of the penis. It has an opening in the center. This is the same opening where the sexual fluids and the urine comes. In males, both the urine and the sexual fluid comes out of the male body in the same opening, and it is called the urethral opening. This is the shaft of the penis. Under the penis, there is a bag-like structure which is called scrotum, and in that scrotum, there is two ball-like structures which is called a testis. You can feel it by your hand or fingers. These ball-like structures produces sperms. So I previously did the sexual response cycle video for male and female. There is a lot of time difference between male sexual response cycle and female sexual response cycles, and in that I mentioned that male only needs 30 minutes for the readiness for the release. But the female needs up to 2 to 2.5 hours for the readiness. I also mentioned that the female pleasure points, or the pleasure points in the female body, is completely different from the male body. So it's the male who should adjust with the female to get the pleasure for both of the people. I'm not going through all those details in this video also. We can just focus on the key points, okay? So what happened during sex, or what is mean by sex, is that the erected penis is entering into vaginal canal is called sexual intercourse. This is the blind structure, so we can't enter this into here. So the erected penis enters into vaginal canal. This penis whole of this penis shaft enters into the vaginal canal is called sexual intercourse, and once it enters, there is an in and out movement of the penis occurs. It is called thrusting movements. That is the main process of sex, that is called sexual intercourse. During the thrusting movements, both partners is enjoying the pleasure. At a point, the pleasure is maximum and the male partner experiences the release of sexual fluid from his private part is called ejaculation. That is the point where the climax for the male partner. During the ejaculation time, the sexual fluid released from male sexual organ penis contains special cells called sperms, which is responsible for making the babies, or which is responsible for pregnancy in women. Female body, in my previous puberty video, I explained that female undergoes monthly cycles and produces a ovum in each month of their cycle. Ovum is the special cells that is released from ovary in their body, which is responsible for the pregnancy in female body. So the ovum is which is round in shape, and sperms which is released from male body during the time of sex in sexual fluid. It has the structure of a head and a tail. These sperms has the property to move. In each ejaculation time, the number of sperms is in millions of numbers. Normally, in a milliliter, 15 to 200 millions of sperms are contained. Most of these sperms do not survive, or they don't reach to the egg. Only a few hundreds reach the egg. Among them, only one sperm is needed for fertilization or making the baby. Combining of ovum in the female body and the sperm from the male ejaculatory fluid is called as fertilization. This fertilization is the first step in making the babies. This fertilization is where a new life begins as a single cell. Okay, after fertilization, this single cell divides into multiple cells and starts to grow. It then attaches to the wall of the uterus, where it continues to develop, and it gradually grows and becomes the baby, and after 9 months the baby is born. Okay, so that's how the babies are created. So one key point I want you to remember is that sex or sexual intercourse in Islam is only allowed through marital relationship. And the other point is that consent is really matters. And the third point is the both partners' pleasure is important. Okay, and both partners' pleasure is really important. That makes the relationship grow. So that's all about today's video. We will come back with another topic in the next video. Thanks for watching. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.